All shade, but no shade at the same time. Love and Marriage DC was kind of like unleaded gas. You know, it'll do the job because you need it and it's going to make your car run, but that premium just make it run smoother. I don't know. It was alright. It's giving unleaded for me. Kill the music! Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I'll drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate up for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out, look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging, we can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. We're here to discuss Love and Marriage DC. Season 1, episode 1. This is the premiere episode. Listen, I like Monique Samuels. I love the fact that she dragged Candias down there at that other show, as she called it. I was team her ever since then, because Candias still hadn't learned her lesson and still needs another dragging, but that's another show for another day. But yeah, girl, Miss Monique is down there. She done went around the corner to the own streets. You know, don't be having a lot of money, but I feel like they took away from what's that show, Ready to Love, as they should. And they told the people over there at Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all can't get on a Spirit flight and go down to Vegas. We gotta put this money over here to Love and Marriage DC because we got a Bravo star over here, baby. Act like you know. So Miss Monique Samuels is back and letting y'all know she's back and better than ever. She was over there at that other show. She did her product placement hollering about, oh, y'all know me from Not So Lazy Moms and my essential oils. Oh, and Real Housewives of Potomac. You know, that other show. But you know, the tea is, girl, I was over there. It didn't work out. And I wasn't dealing with reality TV no more. But Carlos called and asked me to come back, and I was just like, hell no. But then I thought about it, and I was just like, girl, I could sell these doggone oils, and I could go ahead on and get my Not So Lazy or Not the Lazy Mom podcast out there, as you should. I mean, you is very active on social media, so why not get on TV? I mean, shit, we seeing you for free. Girl, get a coin and promote your coins. I mean, promote your bags, like make it make sense. So yeah, she lets us know that that's all that happened. She's going to do a Not for Lazy Moms pop-up event, and she's setting up for it. So now we meet Ashley Silver. Ashley Silver says she's the sweetest bitch ever. Let me see where's Ashley. This is Ashley. Ashley, it says she's the sweetest bitch ever, meaning she'll give a person her world, but then she'll turn around and be a bitch. I like that combination. I like it actually. Monique says she's knew her for years through her podcast, and says that she's a very beautiful girl. And if you forget it, she will remind your ass like that. Go ahead on, Ashley. I love a confident woman. You let them hoes know you beautiful. Then we go on to meet Irena Tyler. That's Irena and her husband. Irena get up there and say, I'm 38. Oh, my bad, I'm 48. Girl, her and her husband been married for 26 years. They going on? Y'all look good. Y'all look damn good. Go ahead on, Irena. Go ahead on. But yeah, Irena, her and her husband is on now. Irena says she's 48. She has 3 kids. Her and her husband are TikTok famous. Never seen them, but I'm sure I'm going to find them. Because I do have a TikTok. Y'all follow me at Voodoo Doll TV on TikTok. Shameless plug. Got to put my product in there. As I should. But yeah. So her and her husband are famous on TikTok. And Monique basically was trying to like mimic how she is on Instagram and how she posing. Monique said, girl, she's so bad. That's what made me slide in her DMs. I said, let me find out y'all swinging up there in the DC Potomac streets. Talking about you slid in her DMs. I bet you did. Go ahead on. I ain't judging though. But yeah, she had to slide in her DMs. Then we meet Winter Williams. So okay, we down at the event. It's starting. And Winter Williams is a girl that Monique has known for years because both of their husbands played for the Washington team. They don't like the Redskins no more. So the Washington football team. They played like 16 years ago, 15 years ago together. When Winter Williams arrives, what's her name? Monique is very excited because she feels like her story is going to be interesting for everybody. Now, you got Irena and Ashley over there, and Irena noticed the first thing about Miss Winter is she had literally like shaved the side of her hair. But it wasn't like Cassie. It wasn't like the cute shade. It was like she took the clippers and just went shh, shh. And you know, one thing she made mention, which is true, she said typically when women do stuff like that so drastic to their hair, it's typically a sign that something is going on. So, you know what, like you, girl, I'm curious to know what the hell going on, Miss Winter. You a beautiful girl, even with the side shade, but why would you go ahead on and put them clippers to the side of your head like that? You wasn't doing that for empowerment. I know, because you the one that at least got it fixed. Girl, why would you do that? But, the show starts in Ashley and Irena's basically Ashley lets us know that Irena has hung out before. I gotta get her name, Irena, whatever. But they've hung out before because and she likes the fact that all three of them, her, Irena, and Monique are all bosses. They don't just live in their husband's shadow, which is good. Winter gets up, child. Winter gets up to tell her story and her testimony. I didn't even know why. But Winter says basically that she's a mom of 4, and her and Monique been on each other for like at least 15 years because their husbands played on the team together. And then she goes right into says that her ex had an affair with the nanny. Then she found out about a child, turned around and found about another child. I said, oh my God, where did this come from? Hell, Irena and doggone Ashley in the audience like, what the hell? What are we doing here? What is this? Cheaters Anonymous? What happened? And I'm sitting here going, what happened too? Because I wasn't expecting that. I didn't expect her to just tell her story to the whole pop-up shop, girl. I was like, oh my God. But Ashley and Irena is over there whispering. And I was like, okay, y'all about to be the mean girls. Is this what y'all about to do? But Ashley lets her know, look, I drink when I get bored. Well, this is all while Winter's up there telling her story. So I guess Ashley not really here for it. I guess. But whatever. Ashley was like, I drink when I get bored, and I'm already on my 3rd drink. After Winter finishes her thing, the show is over. The girls meet up and basically she goes, oh, I know your husband is Silver. I met him. But then she hurry up and backpedal and was just like, oh, but I never formally met him. I just know him through the scene. Yeah, you felt like you had to put some handles and respect on that. Because I don't know, it did come off a little weird. Irena brings up her anniversary party. They're doing the 26-year anniversary party and she wants everybody to come. Well, Monique and Ashley wants to do a Q&A. Irena's like me, girl, I'm trying to get drunk and have a good time and go back and live with my husband. I'm not trying to go and do no Q&A. Is you crazy? But Ashley was like, no, Monique, I really want to know how it's like, to make it so long because, I really want to know. I was like, is it problems in your marriage? Because you sure is pressing this Q&A thing. Maybe I don't do no goddamn Q&A. What you think this is? Cards night to play cards, girl. Them people trying to have a good time. Basically, Ashley tries to make an age joke and says, well, you got to give us the tea on how you made it last. Because shit, when you got married, I was 10. What you was, Monique, like 12? And then, Irena gets in her confessional and go, Ashley trying to make them age jokes. And it's cute, but I got her. And I was just like, get her together, Irena. Get her! But she didn't. She let Ashley have her little moment or whatever. But she said Ashley always throwing that age thing around. Ashley might be jealous. Ashley better wish she looked like you at 48. Said what I said. Ashley basically just asked me, because they were talking about what she's going to get him for their anniversary, her husband. And she goes, well, I don't know. Ashley says, girl, you got to shake your ass. She was like, girl, I've been married 26 years. You don't think I've been shaking my ass? How you think we made it to 26 years? Well, then she goes, no, but it's a difference. You got to get in front of him. She got it from Monique and bent over and shake that ass and da-da-da-da-da. And everybody was just like, woo. And then she goes, you know what they like even better? And I hate that I even did that, but that's what she said. It wasn't given. Let's move on. Monique and Chris are in a confessional doggone arguing over a selfie. And I get it because the men don't be knowing how to catch them angles, honey. That'd be a different type of deal. You know what I'm saying? You gotta catch them angles. But they end up arguing over taking a selfie, and that lets me know that they argue a lot. They really do. They argue a lot. The question is, who is Chris? Monique says if you ask Chris, he's going to name all his stats. So I'm a 6-time Pro Bowl winner, and I'm this, and I'm a captain, I'm this, and the third. But she never said who he was. But Monique lets us know they've been married for almost 10 years, and it's a lot of work. Duh. For everybody out there putting marriage on a pedestal like it's going to be all roses and cherries and strawberries, child, you better get you some doggone blueberries. And I'm talking about the real ones, because that's what it's going to look like and feel like, blueberries. Nothing with the cherries, girl. Chris is in there doing the workout. Chris has his personal trainer there doing the workout. Chris' thing is this. Chris says he's a good man. He don't have no outside kids. He don't have no women. He's very involved with his children. He's very attentive to his wife. Like, he feels like he's a good man. You know what I'm saying? But apparently Monique don't feel the same, or maybe she feels like something is missing. So he's in there training with his doggone trainer, and Monique comes in and was just like, oh, that don't look heavy, you could do more, and basically starts saying, you need to put your health first, and like basically ragging on him while he's in his workout. Chris politely kicked her ass out without saying get out, saying, don't you have orders? I heard the thing ringing, go get your orders, like whatever the case may be. She's like, oh, you gonna kick me out? And he's like, yeah, go ahead. Like, we don't need you to say this right now and right here. And she was like, I shouldn't care about your health more than you. I get it, but why now? That ain't a conversation y'all could have had before. Or maybe you had it and then you feel like he's not listening. I don't know what the thing is. But I didn't like that, Monique. I'm not gonna lie. But Chris feels like the emotional connection is turned off. Like, there isn't any. So after his workout, he goes and talks to Monique and asks her how can he help her with the business. And then he asked her how the event went, and she told him everything that happened, and basically says that, oh yeah, by the way, Irena is having the 26th year anniversary party. Now, this is what's crazy. He wants to know more about or just as much about the 26 years and how they make it last than she does. That means they both want to do the work. So he's looking forward to going so he can get asked questions. He wants to do a Q&A too. I think him and Monique kind of match up on that. They got that kind of similarity in my opinion. But let's move to the next scene. Irena and Jamie, we at Irena and Jamie's house. That's Irena and Jamie. We find out Irena's mom, she's in the kitchen. She actually moved in 5 years ago, and she loves that her mother is there. Her mother seems like a really nice lady. She has an older son named Jason. He's not the oldest, but an older son named Jason. I believe he's 21. He was born with a vision impairment, and her mom helps out a lot with that. And he seems like he has such a good spirit, and he's such a cute guy. Shout out to her, your son Jason, and I'm glad that you have a system there to help you with that type of stuff. Jamie comes down, Big Jamie, because they got a son named Lil Jamie. You know black people like to name their sons after their daddy's child. But Jamie comes down, and basically we find out Jamie is the head of J&J Entertainment. Jamie do like party planning, party promoting, I don't know, something like he do events, and everybody come to his events. He said the who's be at his events. Shout out to Jamie. I love to see black people make it. He lets us know in the confessional that he had to work hard to get her because she didn't like light-skinned dudes. Girl, you sound like me, but these days I take them any way they come, girl. Light, white, bright, and down. Say what I said. They say they're the most stylish couple in DC. And Irena says that she invited Lil Jamie to come. So they sitting at the table. And Jamie, no. So they sitting at the table. Irena brings up the fact that she invited Lil Jamie to the party, to the anniversary party. Big Jamie was just like, oh, for real. He was like, I don't know if he gonna come. I mean, I hope he do, but he probably won't because he just, that's how he is. And we found out that they hadn't talked in like at least months. Like, it's been a long time since they talked. I think that's a relationship that y'all need to repair. I'm sorry. I think that's very important for a black man to be in his child's life, even in their 20s and 30s, because Lil Jamie is 25. So I do believe that is a very important relationship to repair. But he wants his son to be there. You can tell how he was talking, but he's just not sure that he's actually going to show up. So we move to the next scene. We back Ashley Silverhouse, and she got her 3 kids. One of them, which is her dog. She said that's her favorite because he didn't give her no stretch marks. But we know Quick Silver is her husband. He's the DJ. DJ Quick Silver, I guess. Is that the same DJ Quick that I be in like when people in their music? I don't know. But that's her husband. He said he done work with not Mary J. Who he work with? He's an international DJ, work with Jamie Foxx and with Janet Jackson. Go ahead on DJ Quick. She basically feels like being married to him is being a single mom because he's always gone. That's another misconception y'all girls be out there letting these men tell y'all, oh, you could be married like it's going to be all kibbles and bits and kudos. The girl says she a single mom because he always gone. That's the high value man. Y'all want them high value men? Go ahead on, be a single mother with a ring on it. Cause then you should have put a ring on it. Anyway, so yeah, she feels like she's been at home taking care of the kids, and he's just basically living his life all over the world, traveling and all that stuff. And she basically is an author. She has a couple other businesses, but she can't even sit down and be in her thoughts because she's always dealing with the kids. His response is, listen, I get it. and I'm trying because I don't want to leave you stuck out there like that. But the way my work is and the way it's set up, I just be gone all the time. But he wants to try to find a balance so that they can get their stuff together, I guess, child. But listen, I don't see it happening. Not while he's working. That won't happen until he's quit working, and it don't look like he quitting no time soon. That's just my opinion. He says, listen, if I could be a stay-at-home dad, I would do it, and I would just sit at home and yada, yada, yada. She resists that because she was like, because you think being a stay-at-home mom means that I don't do anything, and that's not the case. It's not. It's actually hard being a stay-at-home mom. I don't see how y'all do it. Shout out to the women who do it. I don't see it. Anyway, we move to the next scene. Lil Jamie and Irena goes out to pick out cars. So Irena and her son Lil Jamie, that's the 25-year-old, they go to pick out cars. She starts to cry and basically tell him that she's really worried about him. I guess Lil Jamie had a drug problem where he was doing drugs and getting high all the time and getting into trouble. And she says, you know, I've never let him see the side of me, but he needed to know how I really feel. So it made her cry. And I was just like, oh my God, I couldn't imagine. You know what I mean? If I had to have that conversation with my daughter, you know. But she basically is telling him that she wants him to do better. Like, she wants him to be okay, make better decisions. She was like, but she worried about him a lot. And she wants him to be more responsible. Lil Jamie basically says that he and his dad hadn't spoken 6 months plus, and that's a conversation that they need to have. But he understood. It actually hurt him that his mama cried down there at the doggone dealership because he had never seen that from her. Nobody wants to see their mama cry. Nobody. So I think that was the way that she was able to reach him. He even said she did by doing that. So I think that Lil Jamie saying that he's going to go ahead on and have a conversation with his dad, but he want to do it face to face. Number one, it shows that you are a man, young man. And also it shows that you are a responsible young man. You just got to be responsible when you need to. Let's move on. We at the party, child. Winter goes on to say she ain't seen her husband, her last husband, the latest one, in the last 6 months. Child, y'all only been married for a year. She said she got a call that shocked her life and basically said she up out of there. She not sticking around. You know what, Winter? You the kind of girl that happens. Men create you. Let me just say this. Because she went through all that stuff with the last husband and stayed and stuck it out. But then Winter decided, you know what? At the first sign of the bullshit, I'm up out of here. As you should. As you should. But girl, she said he went by his mama house. And then Monique goes, his mama house, ain't he like 60? I said, oh Lord, that's another high value man? You go by your mama house? Oh Lord, y'all gotta stop this. Chris said he know him and he gonna have a conversation with him because he just don't believe it just all went down like this. Excuse me, scratching my nose. DJ Quick and Ashley arrived and they say they're the best dressed. They looking nice. Ashley think his work schedule is too much. But he feels like he works to provide. They still having that back and forth. Jamie and Irena arrive, and those are the best dressed. Now, I don't know how it is on a daily basis, but for the purpose of this party, they were the best dressed. I loved what both of them wore. And the fact that they coordinated, even Monique brought that out. She was like, I love that they coordinate, like they're so together. Like, I love that about them. Jamie is looking for his son, Lil Jamie. He hasn't seen him. He's acting like he don't care, but he definitely cares because he's looking all around for him. Ashley in the whole game wants to do this Q&A. And Irena was like, girl, this is not why we here. We are not doing the Q&A. But Monique goes in to slide in the question anyway. She was like, you really gonna force this Q&A stuff on me? Girl, leave that girl alone. She said, I'm not here to be a marriage counselor. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to do that neither, girl. I'm trying to get drunk and have a funky good time. Say what I said. Monique's biggest thing is she don't want to end up like her parents. They were married for 22 years and got divorced. I've seen that happen a lot. And a lot of times they be them people leave and they part ways after the children get grown or they just get to a point where they done. But Monique, you know, you can get all that advice in the world. If you and your husband don't put in the work, it's just not going to happen, Fat. She even brings up the fact that she don't want to end up like Chris's parents because now they just best friends. Honestly, that don't seem bad. I wouldn't mind being best friends with my ex if we could get along and, you know what I mean? I have no issues. That actually isn't a bad scenario for me. But if your goal is marriage, then I understand. Lil Jamie shows up. Lil Jamie finally shows up. DJ Quick basically looks at Jamie and goes, that's your son. And you could tell his whole demeanor changed. He was happy to see his son, as he should. But his son immediately walks in and pulls his daddy aside and wants to have a conversation man to man with his dad. I love that. Lil Jamie is a very responsible kid. He probably just making stupid, dumb mistakes, as we all do. So we not about to hold him to the fire. He's still young enough to make his mistakes. But he basically apologized and tell his daddy that he was right about him getting high, because he used to think that getting high and smoking weed and all that stuff, that wasn't going to affect him. It had no effect on him. But he found out that it really does. And Big Jamie said something that was very profound. He was like, listen, I'm only hard on you because I care about you and I love you. Like he says, he basically exercises that tough love thing approach because that's what his dad did. Tough love is good to an extent, but whatever works for you, go for it. You know what I mean? But he wants his son to know that I'm here for you. I'm going to do whatever it is you need me to do. I just need you to make better decisions, because there's only two ways you can go, the grave or the jail. And either way, none of those are good ways to survive. Period. He just wants him to do better. And I love that they had that conversation. I love that they were able to get back to where they needed to be. His son goes, listen, sometimes I need to hear that you love me. Parents, especially when your children get to teenage years. If you can start ASAP, from baby in the womb. Start telling your children you love them. Stop waiting until it's too late or until shit gets real bad and now you got to tell your child you love them. Most of the time your children need to hear that. Don't tell them, oh, I take care of you, that's how I know. That's how you know I love you. Don't tell them, oh, I make sure the light bill get paid. See, that's that old school way of thinking. That's why y'all so jacked up in the head. Start telling them children you love them. Say what I said. I love that Big Jamie told Lil Jamie that he loved him and that they were able to chop it up, hug it out, and whatever the case may be. That's how men express their emotions. Period. Let's move on to the last scene. Monique and her husband is over there recapping about the party, and they both of them don't appreciate the fact that Irena and her husband wasn't sharing how they made it last. Listen, y'all can't rely on that girl to fix y'all relationship. Y'all can't do it. But she basically makes a little shady statement that was like, yeah, they just seem so guarded. And usually people that are guarded have the most to guard. Well, what is you saying? Do tell. Are we going to find out during the seasons? Because I sure would like to know. You know, I'm ready for the tea. This was cute, but they didn't really have much tea. But anyway, they bring up, Chris says he really wished they would have brought up something because he feels like their marriage is struggling. But Chris has a life coach. He has a life coach, and I guess Monique had given him a list to make of the things of who he is. Like, who are you and what do you want? And he felt like once he got the life coach, he didn't need to do it no more. They go back and forth on that because she was like, I gave you the list and told you to give it back in a week. It's been over a month. What's going on? His argument is the therapy or the life coaching is working. You just got to give it time. And she was like, I'm not perfect. I ain't gonna lie. I fell for Chris. I did. I feel like Chris really is checking all the boxes he needs to be checked. But you got to have that emotional piece too. You got to be emotionally available, emotionally intelligent, and you have to be able to express yourself, Chris. All that other stuff is amazing, and that's what we need. But if you want to be available to your wife, you do have to be available in all aspects, if it makes sense. But Monique, you do come off like how do I say this? I feel like Monique loves him, but I feel like Monique, if they divorce, she gonna be all right. Am I the only one got that vibe? I don't know. That's just what I'm getting from them. And she going back and forth, won't even let the man talk. I know I'm guilty of it. I ain't even trying to point no fingers. But he just wants her to be patient. Just be patient with me. Give me a chance, Moni. What do you call her, Moni? Give me a chance, Moni. Let me figure it out. She just don't want to have to guess what he wants her to be and who he thinks she is. I understand that. I completely understand that. But that's where that emotional intelligence and communication comes in. He feels like he's a good man, and that's where we left off. Listen, as we go on, I'm looking at the trailer for what's coming up next. It looks like the most tea we get out of this is Ashley is probably going to be getting into it with some people or whatever, probably with Winter, I believe. I don't know Love and Marriage DC. It's not giving the tea I thought it was going to give, but I'm going to give y'all the chance because it's Carlos King. I support black businesses. Drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you hoes later. Bye.